sound check. Can everybody hear me? We don't have amplification of our voices tonight, so I want to be sure you can hear me. And as a consequence, later on when we get to you all making statements, please remember to project out so everyone can hear you. We'll come to order now and go on the record. I am Commissioner Chenola Brown Bland of the North Carolina Utilities Commission, and with me this afternoon are Commissioners James G. Patterson and Lyons Gray. I now call for hearing docket number EMP 93 sub 0, which is in the matter of application of Wilkinson Solar LLC for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to construct a 74 megawatt solar facility in Beaufort County, North Carolina. On October the 11th, 2017, the Commission issued an order granting a certificate of public convenience and necessity to Wilkinson Solar LLC, hereafter Wilkinson or applicant, for the construction of a 74 megawatt solar photovoltaic merchant plant electric generating facility to be located in Beaufort County, North Carolina, on the south side of Terracia Road, between Bergen Hill Road and Christian School Road, and the north side of Terracia Road, east of Christian School Road, subject to various conditions set forth in the Commission's order and the certificate attached thereto. On November 29, 2017, Wilkinson filed a letter with the Commission stating that the proposed solar panels on the Respis property north of Terracia Road have been removed from the initial planned footprint of the facility, and the footprint is now proposed to expand south and incorporate additional land south of Terracia Road. The applicant further stated that it had site control over this additional land to be incorporated. In addition, the applicant filed a revised site plan map showing the additional acreage and including a revised location description for the facility. On December 6, 2017, based upon the amended application, the Commission issued an order requiring the applicant to publish a notice of the amended application in the manner required by GS 62-82A and file an affidavit of publication with the Commission. In addition, the Commission directed the notice be delivered to the State Clearinghouse Coordinator of the Office of Policy and Planning of the Department of Administration for distribution to state agencies having an interest in the application. The State Clearinghouse filed comments on January 16, 2018 and January 26, 2018. On February 1st, 2018 and March 9, 2018, the applicant filed affidavits of publication as required by the Commission's December 6, 2017 order. Since the Commission issued its December 6 order, numerous consumer statements of position were filed in this docket, expressing opposition to the siting of the facility as revised in the amended application. On February 7, 2018, the Commission issued an order scheduling further hearings requiring filing of testimony, establishing procedural guidelines, and requiring public notice. The order scheduled a public witness hearing at this time and in this place, and scheduled an expert witness hearing on Wednesday, March 21st, 2018 in Raleigh, North Carolina, which has been subsequently rescheduled by order of the Commission. On February 16, 2018, Wilkinson pre-filed direct testimony and exhibit of April Montgomery. On March 8, 2018, the public staff filed supplemental testimony of Evan D. Lawrence. On March 9, 2018, Deb Vanstall-Dinan, Christina Beasley, Marshall and Joanne Lilly filed petitions to intervene. On March 12, 2018, Wilkinson filed a motion to deny the petitions to intervene. On March 14, 2018, Christina Beasley, Marshall and Joanne Lilly filed responses to Wilkinson's motion to deny the petitions to intervene. On March 15, 2018, the Commission issued an order granting Ms. Vanstall-Dinan's petition to intervene on the condition that she filed a complete, executed, and notarized verification form as a supplement to her petition to intervene on or before March 19, 2018. In addition, the order denied the Beasley and Lilly petitions to intervene. On March 16, 2018, the Commission issued an order rescheduling the expert witness hearing originally scheduled for Wednesday, March the 21st at 10 o'clock a.m. to Wednesday, April the 11th, 2018 at 10 o'clock a.m. in the Commission Hearing Room, 2115 Dobbs Building, 430 North Salisbury Street, Raleigh, North Carolina. In compliance with the requirements of Chapter 138A of the State Government Ethics Act, I remind all members of this panel of our responsibility to avoid conflicts of interest, and I inquire whether any member of the panel has any known conflict of interest with respect to this matter before us this evening. Let the record reflect that no conflicts were identified. This brings us to tonight's hearing for the purpose of receiving public witness testimony. I now call for appearances of counsel, beginning with Wilkins.
Madam Chair, my name is Henry Camping, and along with my colleague, Hakeem Atusha, we represent the applicant Wilkins & Sullivan.
All right, thank you.
Good evening, I'm Gina Holt with the public staff here on behalf of the Museum and Consumers Public. And with me at council table is public staff engineer Evan Lawrence.
Ms. Holt, have you identified public witnesses for tonight?
Yes, I have.
And before we move on with that, as a preliminary matter, I understand the petitioner who intervened, Ms. Deb Valsaldine, is present in the hearing room and has decided that she would not intervene per the commission's order. Is that correct?
Correct.
Are you Ms. Valsaldine?
Yeah.
All right, let the record reflect Ms. Valsaldine says that she will not, she's choosing at this time not to intervene, and she will be here as a member of the public and is eligible to testify and give testimony as a public witness. All right. Any further comment for the record about that? All right. So, before Ms. Holt, who represents the user and consumer public, has indicated that there are witnesses here who wish to testify. And before we do that, just let me give you a little background. I don't know if you all were here the other time we came to town. I think we have a little bit of a different crowd. So I'll just give you some background about how this proceeding works. This proceeding is conducted similarly to a court case, and it started with the company's amended application in this case for a certificate of public convenience and necessity. In deciding on that application, the Commission is largely focused on two broad issues of need for the facility and whether construction or operation of the facility is in the public convenience. And as I told them last time, the term public convenience is relatively elastic, and it is a broad and not a very difficult standard to meet. To that end, this panel, though, is here to receive whatever testimony about the facility that you, the members of the public, wish to have included in the record in this proceeding. However, our actions as a commission will not preempt any of the local, state, or federal regulations or requirements, and absent extraordinary circumstances, local land use regulation and zoning authority will not be affected by this commission's decision. And likewise, the commission's decision won't alter the applicant's duty and responsibility to comply with all applicable laws, federal and state environmental law, or to obtain permits required for construction or operation. And as I've indicated in the opening remarks, this hearing is set in two parts, one for this public witness testimony and the other for expert evidentiary testimony that will take place back in Raleigh. But for our purposes tonight, when you come up to give us your statement or to tell us what you want us to know, that will be considered evidence in the case, and for that reason, you will take the stand, you will be under oath and sworn in, and the court reporter will take down what you have to say verbatim, word for word. It will be evidence in the case. The public staff is here represented by Ms. Holt, and Mr. Lawrence is here with her. They appear on behalf of the user consumer public, And they are not the same as the commission. They don't work for the commission. They're independent from the commission. They work for you. They answer to an executive director. As I understand it, some of you probably have been in touch with the public staff prior to tonight. And we have these hearings just specifically to hear from you. We receive your letters and the consumer position statements, which are placed in our official file, and they are accepted as expressions of views of public sentiment. But unless here tonight to either verify that you sent in that letter and that you want that to become a part of the record, or to give your own separate testimony, all under oath, those are not considered evidence upon which we can just rely on. They will be received for the value, received for whatever purposes, for our consideration, but they won't be relied upon as evidence on the basis of our decision, that we would make our decision upon. Now, I think, now, generally, the applicant will stay and answer questions if you may have some. I think Mr. Campen is nodding that his client is willing to do that tonight. But because this is just like a court proceeding, which I'm sure you've seen or attended some, you are not able to ask the commission questions, but you can stay, if you stay after and you have questions of either Ms. Holt or Mr. Campen or his client, you may speak with them then. And the only other thing is we try to maintain order in these proceedings, just like you see in a courtroom. So we ask that you remain silent while someone is on the stand. It's not appropriate to give applause and stand and any of those kinds of things. It's a very solid procedure. And as I said, we are here to receive the evidence. It doesn't sound like we have too many people, so I am at this time not going to impose any strict time limits. I would ask that you try to govern yourself by a 5-minute rule. If you go over a little bit, I'm not going to run you off. We're here to hear what you have to say, and we want to be sure that we have heard it. And I think that covers the basis. Other than I believe you've all signed, those who wish to speak or testify have signed up with Ms. Holt, and she will go down that list in the order in which you signed up, I believe. If not, she'll explain that to you in a minute. But other than that, Ms. Holt, I'll turn it over to you.
Mr. William Westcott.